Boys, join me today as we go over 5 cars that are essential to your garage in Forza Horizon 5. And no, this wide-body Supra is not one of them. But let's go ahead and dive into the first car on the list today. And the first car is this Hoonigan version Ford RS 200, which I know it might seem like a little bit of a weird selection, but everyone needs a rally car or off-road car in Forza Horizon 5 for the off-road events. And trust me when I say this is without a doubt your best option. Oh, we want to turn around. Look at that storm inbound. Let's go to blue skies. Better. But this car makes all those races feel really easy, and to me, someone who really doesn't enjoy them whatsoever, it kind of made them fly by and made it seem a little more manageable, because for the most part, I kind of dislike that off-road races are such a big part of the event or event pool that is in Forza Horizon. So if you ask me, if you're going to play Forza Horizon 5, I think having a good off-road vehicle is essential, and this is probably the best off-road vehicle. Now, next up, we have the Lamborghini Diablo GTR, not the Diablo SV, but the Diablo GTR. And why this car? Well, I'm so glad you asked. This happens to be the fastest drag car in Forza Horizon 5 at the quarter-mile festival drag strip, that is. It sweeps out all the competition. It just has a very good top speed, and it hits that top speed very fast. Now, that being said, you're not gonna have very much luck trying to take many corners with it because it is not great at cornering, but I think everyone needs the fastest drag car in the game in their arsenal. Oh dear. Yep, okay, well that's, And this car is not very expensive. In fact, if you have the Lamborghini Diablo SV, which is even cheaper, I think it's under 100,000, then you can get this car with skill points through the mastery of that car. Get off my screen. No, how do I immediately leave this? I'm gone, I'm out of here. But this is number 2 on our list. Let's move on to the next. And next up is probably, well, not probably, the best drift car in the game. Now, that being said, it's definitely not the best rear-wheel drive drift car, but for point drifting, which is pretty much the biggest form of drifting in Forza Horizon, this is your car. I think I have a drag tune on here, unfortunately, so it's not going to drift insanely well, but you saw how it held that angle, even with a drag racing tune. It's just going to be very slippery. It's not going to corner as well. This is the car I have almost all of my point drifting scores with that I got immediately when I launched the game. In fact, this car is so good, I could take it to any zone and be able to beat my score if the score was not put by the AE86. Not to mention, it's also a pretty iconic car. It looks beautiful. I don't think I have to sell you guys on it. Now, it is one of the more expensive cars on our list today. I think it comes in around 4 million credits on the auction house. You can also get it from wheel spins, though. So if you want to grind it out that way, you could technically get it for free. But I think everyone needs a real drift beast in their arsenal if you're playing Forza Horizon 5. So let's dive into the number 4 car on our list. And for number 4, it's the McLaren Senna. Now, the nice thing about this car is you probably already have it. I think for the most part, Forza gives you this car for free when you start the game, and this is the only car you need for racing. It handles every corner perfectly. As long as you know how to let off the throttle and when to accelerate, this car is going to beat any other car in the game in a race as long as there's enough corners. It almost feels like it corners for you. It's so responsive. Does anyone else notice that when they drive this car? I took that whole corner going 200 kilometers an hour. That was a sharp turn. Now, does it have an insanely high top speed? No, not even in the slightest. But that's okay, because you're really only using it to race, and it still has a top speed of over 200 miles per hour. But let's move on to the final car on today's list. And for the final car on the list today, we have the fastest car in the game, if you're not including DLC cars, that is. And it's the Koenigsegg Jesko, and it comes in as staggering 306 to 307 miles per hour. But better than that, this is also the fastest 1-mile drag car in the game. So you're kind of knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. You have the fastest quarter mile, you have the fastest 1 mile, and the fastest car. You have the best drag car, you have the best drift car, and the best off-roading car. I don't think you can cover any more bases. But that is going to be our list for today, so if you made it to the end, let me know. And let me know how many of these cars you already had but weren't using. As always, we'll see you boys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.